3 minutes of your lives. Okay, and so I'll try to maintain good eye contact, but I've written it down word for word, so there might be some disclaimers happening. All right, so hi everyone. In case you don't know me, I'm Matt. I'm one of Chris's best friends, and obviously a relatively recent member of Jess's fan club. I've been lucky enough to have known Chris, the nicest, most well-balanced, and happiest person I know since we were undergrads at Penn. So I think it goes without saying that I was both ecstatic and honored when he asked me to give this speech. I was so happy, in fact, that I immediately wrote down 4 different speeches to try to accurately capture this day and to capture Chris. The first one was sincere. There's a funny one about baseball, and one about Chris's ability to drive all over the country. But then I realized that these speeches missed the point of who's really the most important one here today, Jessica. But this... He knows where his bread is buttered. But this speech involves a little background on Chris first. So we all know Chris is a very understated person. He's very... You should come up here, Chris. Okay. We'll put you on display. He's very calm. He has a knack for never overreacting to anything. And now he talks about the lighter side of life, particularly beer, rock and roll, and sports. He's also easily the most modest person I know, but if it's even possible, sometimes he can even take being modest too far. Sometimes it's very hard to get things out of Chris. So obviously by the fact that I'm giving the speech at this wedding, I'm one of his best friends. But as I'm sure most of you know, it typically takes him days and sometimes weeks for him to disclose some of the biggest moments of his life. Right? I see nodding of approval. So for instance, more than 10 years ago when we were still living together in Philadelphia, I think it took him 5 or 6 days to tell me that he was moving to Boston. A few years later, it took him a couple of weeks before I found out that he would regularly get to go to Africa for grad school. And I don't think I knew about his dissertation defense until a couple of weeks before. These were all, life-changing events which he glossed over in lieu of discussing bands, the Red Sox, Miller High Life, football, the Cowboys, and so on.
The important things in life.
Yes, the important things. So when you take into consideration his modesty, his ability to omit gigantic, earth-shattering, life-altering details, and his periodic vanishings, I was definitely suspicious a few years ago when he called and emailed me incessantly over a 2 or 3 week span to keep telling me about this foxy, charming, hilarious, and insanely smart girl that he had his eye on. So sure. So if he had only mentioned this once or twice, of this delightful stranger, I wouldn't have paid much attention. But the fact that he was unpromptedly telling me about the same girl over and over and over and over again, I got suspicious. This excessive chatter about his personal life was extremely un-Chris-like. So needless to say, when I finally met Jessica, it was alarmingly evident what all the fuss was about. Jessica's the greatest, and I think we all clearly know this.
Yeah.
So for Chris's weird balance of being scarily smart and exceedingly laid back, Jessica remarkably possesses that same balance and therefore complements him perfectly. Who else can breeze her way through a job in Harvard, one of the best vet schools in the world, and at the same time be overheard on a TV broadcast describe a bird as being pissy? Good job, Jess. Chris has clearly met his match. So in fact, from the moment that I and even my girlfriend Sarah met Jessica, we were both instantly as smitten as Chris was. In fact, over the last couple of years, I've repeatedly warned Chris that he should marry her as quickly as possible because we all have crushes on her, and we would try to beat him to the punch. So everyone, please raise your glasses. I need a glass. Glass, please. All right. So I thought I couldn't have been happier when Chris asked me to give this speech, but actually became happier when I realized just how wonderful, charming, smart, and silly Jessica is, and how perfect she and Chris are for each other. Yeah. Nice job. All right, there are more speeches.